Hello everybody. I'm going to talk about the difference between CSI and Compound. I think that there's still, a lot of people, maybe it's new people coming on board with CSI, but I just had an interesting little conversation on Facebook about this, and it had to do with another compound company, a popular compound company, but in that you absolutely do not need to use compound with CSI. Behind me, this car right here is a factory Horvath L88, very, very rare, worth hundreds of thousands of dollars. It has acrylic lacquer paint on it. And I want to take you back to a relatable story on pretty much why, years later, after working on these kind of cars as a kid, and having a lot of trouble, and I think we can all attest to burning through on a paint job. You're just about done. You've got you're trying to get ready maybe for a show, and presto, you burn through. Maybe on one of these really sharp edges right here. Let me show you these. And this is a beautiful car, beautiful example. Super, super rare, super rare. It is really why, I work so hard to come out with CSI Ceramics. Ceramics is absolutely not a compound. No, we say take all the compound and get it out of your body shop. You don't need it. CSI Ceramics will take out any color sending mark, absolutely positively. Now, does that mean that a compound isn't going to cut as fast? No, I think that you can cut through the paint faster with compound. You absolutely can. But is that what we want to do? Are we trying to cut through the paint? No, I don't think so, especially on a car like this. If this came in your shop and you had to do some work on this car, you want to make sure that your guys or yourself, you don't make any mistakes up on these really, really sharp lines. And when you're using compound, the way that it's made, it has to break down and do all that stuff. You're actually taking off material. So CSI doesn't work that way. CSI is a really, really small particle size, and it cuts really hard with pressure. So you just add a little bit of pressure. Can I go through? Yes, of course, but it's hard to do. We were at a trade show at Tamco back east in Virginia, paint company back there, and they had a trade show, and they were doing some color sanding, and they had a bunch of training classes. Now, you've probably seen lots of videos with CSI Ceramics taking out taking out 600 grit. The whole SEMA show last year, that was all anybody wanted to see. How CSI Ceramics can take out 600 grit and then take it up to a swirl-free finish with one product. But then I go into body shops, and other places in the country, and they're trying to throw me under the bus. So they sand it with 320, and I'm like, you better have enough paint on that surface. I know CSI will polish it, but you better have enough paint. And sure enough, they did, and we took out 320 grit. Well, this time, we were there, they were doing a bunch of different paint work, and some guys had never done this before. So they had some runs, and they took some 180 grit to take the runs out, and they didn't flow coat it. They actually wanted to take it all the way to, they only took it to 1,000 grit, but there was still a lot of 180 grit scratches. So, Tammy said, let's do a video. And we did a video. And CSI Ceramics, and I never ever have done 180 grit, but it took it right out. So ceramics isn't a heat sensitive product. So because it has so much water inside of it, water is the cooling agent, and you can push tremendously hard on the surface and not burn through. You need to be careful on aluminum and things like that when you're pushing, but it replaces all compound. So I wanted to do a little video. I want to tell you the importance and really the reason why I came out with this product. This would be frightening in any shop to let any employee who is new to polishing touch this car. With CSI, and this car is here for that, it's actually a COVID project. It came in before COVID. It's from another country, and I can't get it out of here because of COVID. The car's just sitting in my shop. So I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna do a video on this car. And can you imagine hitting this acrylic lacquer paint job? Because that's the kind of paint that went on this car originally. And this car is awesome. I mean, the door gaps, everything fits perfect on this car. But can you imagine taking compound in a wool pad and then going over those edges? Even if you're careful, you're still gonna take off more paint with compound than you will with CSI ceramics. So that's why we can guarantee that we are the safest, fastest, most productive way to get this kind of finish. Absolutely swirl free. Show car if you want. Doesn't have to be, but this obviously is a show car. So absolutely perfect show car finish with one single product, CSI ceramics. So I just wanted to kind of clear that up. Hopefully the gentleman that's having some trouble and intermixing us with compound and all this other stuff, you don't need to do that. You absolutely, positively don't need to mix us with any, we don't want you mixing us with other products, because it's just gonna be a nightmare. Because you're gonna call me and you're gonna say you're having a problem, and I'm gonna say, what are you doing? No paint company would say you should do that. And we, as a polish and wax manufacturing company, absolutely positively say, stay with our system. It works perfect. And we guarantee those results too. Faster, safer, more productive than any other system on the market. You have to quantify by mill gauge measuring the surface. We're gonna remove less paint and get you to a deliverable finish using one single product. So that, just wanted to kind of clear that up and just kind of tell you why I'm so crazy passionate about polishing paint this way. I think they think I'm going after these other guys. No, I don't. I don't want you having a mistake. I don't want you pulling your hair out. Look at my hair. I hardly have any more hair left. That's from burning paint over the last umpteen years polishing cars. So I want you to keep your hair. I want you to not be frustrated. We teach new guys how to do this. We teach veterans how to do this. And it is harder to teach the veterans. It really is. Because we have been doing it this way forever and pulling our hair out. So I hope this kind of clears up the difference between CSI and compound. And, if you try it, if you have any trouble, give me a call. Call me on the phone, 714-906-6619. It will remove any removable sand scratch. I don't care how deep it is. If it's removable, CSI will remove it and take you to absolute swirl-free using one single product. Alrighty? Thanks for listening. Have a great day. Bye.